Hey, are you guys thinking about new construction? You know, we've been thinking about that too. We've been working with some clients in new construction recently. There's 4 things you guys need to know before you start heading out looking at new homes. Hi, I'm Margaret Jackson with the Professional Agent Group at Keller Williams Realty. So our clients closed on new construction in Starkey Ranch a few weeks ago. And as we were going through the process, it dawned on me that there's some things you'll need to know that maybe you haven't heard in a while. So I said, well then let's make a video and let people know what's going on. So I wanted to share with you guys 4 major things that you're going to need to know. If you're considering buying a new construction home, number 1, and this is probably the most important thing that you need to know, so please write it in your journal, say it out loud, repeat after me. But please, please, please know the sales agent that's on duty at the builder's office or the builder's model home, they are not there for you. They do not have your best interest in mind. That is not their priority. Their loyalty is to the builder. So anything that they say, anything that they do is always going to be in the best interest of the builder. Always, always go with the representation for yourself on your very first visit. And people ask me all the time, you know, do I need a realtor to buy a new construction home? That sales agent's there. They're going to put most of the contract together, which is, you know, to create a contract that works for you. No, if it does work for you, that's nice, but no. You need your own realtor to represent your best interest because, again, the sales agent is not there to represent your best interest. Number 2, you'll still be required to submit some kind of deposit, earnest money, down payment on signing the contract with the builder. And some builders will charge a flat fee, like $5,000 or $10,000. But there are some builders who are going to charge you a percentage of your down payment, or even the full down payment, like 15% of the purchase price without the design centre changes, and they charge that up front. So it's important that you know you will have to put down some sort of deposit, and that will go towards your closing costs at the end of the day. When you close, it'll be credited back to your contribution to the house. But what I really want to say about that is sometimes, a lot of the time actually, the sales agents aren't very forthright about the grace period that you have or how many days that you've got, you know, in order to get that back, to get that down payment or deposit back. Because when you're buying a resale, right, there's a period called a due diligence period, anywhere between like 3 and 10 days. And in that period, you can cancel your contract for any reason and get your earnest money back. And many buyers assume it's the same thing here, but it's not. With a resale, there's a period in which you know you can get that money back if for any reason something isn't right with the house. In new construction, if something doesn't sit well with you and it's with a builder that you've got the contract, it's a little different because when you sign that contract, in their mind, they're thinking, okay, now we've got the money to start getting the house built, or they say they needed it to start building. But like I said, they're not generally forthright about how many days that you've got before you can cancel, because they don't want you to cancel, for one thing. But it's a question that you need to know the answer to. It's definitely something you need to know, and a lot of people leave not knowing that. And then, you know, 3-4 days in, you've got maybe buyer's remorse or a change of heart, or you find something else and you go to get your money back and they're like, well, sorry, we don't give deposits back after 24 hours or at all. But that was never something they stated up front. And maybe your question wasn't something that you worded just right for them to give you a definite answer. So make sure that you've got your agent there to represent you, going with you right from your very, very, very first visit to that model centre. You need somebody there to represent your best interests right from the start. Number 3, when you go into a new construction, into the sales office, the sales agent on duty, they're the ones that will be populating the contract. And these contracts are contracts that were created by the builder or by the builder's legal team. But they're not generally the state traditional forms that we would use elsewhere. So here in Florida, it would be the FAR bar form from the Florida Association of Realtors and the Florida Bar. But a builder doesn't use those forms. They can use their own forms that are created by their own attorneys. So having said that, there are things in there that you're not going to know exist. And if you don't have an agent there to help you figure it out, well, you know, what do you think is going to be in the contract? It's going to be things to safeguard the builder. It will state things like there isn't a contingency if the house doesn't appraise. Did you know that? It will often say you can't do a home inspection. Did you know that? Everything in there, unless you've got a knowledgeable realtor representing you, there's a risk that you might not know the implication of what's there. So you're going to ask questions, but again, if you don't word that question just right, you might not get the answer that you were trying to get to, and having that unemotional agent there with you can help make sure that those questions get pulled out and answered. So final thing, you know what, delays happen all the time, and we know what's been going on in the market. Material delays, labour issues, closings get pushed out all the time. You've got very little say in what happens about that, or you might feel like you're left thinking that you've got very little say. You know, you might need to be out of a rental, or you know, you've got a time limit on leaving the place that you're moving out of, and then the closing gets delayed by a week or two, and all your deadlines start getting a bit squirrely, and you're trying to get everything figured out. At times like that, it can be really, really valuable to have an agent on your team that's out there looking for you, because let me tell you, the sales agent that you met 10 months ago might have moved on, and you're not even in relationship with the people in the builder's office anymore. So make sure that you've got those representations and that you've signed and know what it is that you're signing, so that, you know, if they're asking you to sign to extend closing and that's not going to work for you, you've got somebody there to state and support you in your rights. So I would like you to subscribe. You know, if this video has been helpful, I hope it has. Leave any comments. You know, you can ask us any questions that you might have and we'll get back to you. And come back. You know, we do upload several videos a month, and we've always tried to bring you guys cool information. I'm here, the other members of the team are here. Thanks, and catch you guys later.